Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of My Hero Academia final season on episode 2, or My Hero Academia season 8 on episode 2, or episode 161 of the total number of episodes. This episode right here was actually nicely done, and I'm looking forward to the next one, because I think that's the event that a lot of people are really looking forward to. So, if anything else, let's just get this started right away. We get to see All Might in his little small backstory with his mother as a child, and it looks like to me he has a very good relationship with her. We don't really know how their lifestyle is, but All Might seems very happy despite it all. Eventually, after the opening and we go back to present time, we have to it that Stain comes in to help All Might and he paralyzes All for One. Well, Stain does with his blood quirk. However, All for One expected this to happen, and he uses forced quirk activation to blast out all the blood in his body. By that time, we get to see that All for One announced to Stain, like the way I told you, that he expected him to actually go against him, because he is the only one with, what's the word? To ever reject his help and swam away from Tartarus. So, All for One wasn't blind. Well, he was blind at that time, but he wasn't stupid. He expected someone, or not everyone, to ever follow him. And he expected Stain, of all people, that's like a, I guess, moral gray kind of villain, to go against him. So by that time, of course, Stain tried to do the blood curdle quirk again to paralyze him once more. Unfortunately for Stain, All for One uses antigen swap or blood change, whichever move or name that's fitting for you. So that way, Stain can't paralyze him even if he licked the same blood, because it's different. We don't really know. But after that, of course, Stain brutally throws... All for One eventually grabs Stain in a very agonizing manner and throws him through multiple buildings, and it left Stain very exhausted, injured, and paralyzed. Obviously, because he's only human, and to go through that many buildings, you're not gonna really be able to move or able to do anything. By that time, All for One tells Stain that he only used him to accelerate Tomura's growth as a villain, and that his role's coming to an end, and I'm gonna steal your quirk. Stain, on the other hand, speaks of his defiance against All for One, saying, "Hey man, my job is just a small step for something to happen. You're not expected to win anyway." And Stain therefore tells All Might to live and achieve victory before All for One kills Stain, steals his quirk, and he ends up All for One blasting All Might to shreds. Well, not killing him, thanks to Hercules making one last attempt to protect All Might. And as for All Might, he ends up having some hallucinations of Nana Shimura and Night Eye, and he refuses to give up. Not yet, as long as he's still alive. By that time, we get to see that All for One is in the range of his sludge quirk. And of course, he tries to get Tomura to him, but Tomura swallows the quirk that was trying to transport him, says, "Stay out of my way, master." And by that time, All for One realizes that it's almost impossible to do anything at this point, but he knows what he has to do. He brings All Might with him and gets ready to possibly distract Midoriya Izuku. And Tomura Shigaraki takes advantage of this and tells Izuku, "Hey, you better go save All Might, but the moment you do, I'm gonna kill all those guys who freaking gave me a hard time onto that freaking building platform." Of course, this was a tough decision. Izuku could continue fighting the new All for One, which is Shigaraki Tomura, and sacrifice All Might, or he goes to All Might Izuku goes to All Might and saves him, but lets Shigaraki go free, and Shigaraki will do what he says. So this was a tough situation, because we all know how dangerous Tomura Shigaraki is already. And as the episode continues on, we get to see that All Might decides to make one last ditch effort to possibly commit a suicide attempt to take All for One down with him with his last equipment gear. Unfortunately, All For One learned the lesson of how heroes can be truly scary in the end, and he refuses to let All Might do his last-ditch effort to destroy him or to kill him. So he uses one of his spiky drill looking like quirks to destroy All Might's last support gauntlet item and paralyzes him with Blood Curdle. And he gets ready to kill him in front of everybody who's watching this on live television. Although, Mr. Gentle tries to help out, unfortunately, All For One distracted him by damaging the UA Dome building and says, "Hey, you better keep that afloat or it's gonna fall. Good luck." And then when it comes to Stars and Stripes fighter jets that's trying to help All Might, unfortunately, he cuts them all down with some kind of Windsickles quirk or some kind of quirk that is in Windsickles. And he gets ready to tear All Might in two in front of everybody. Everyone could only cry and ask someone to save him. By that time, we get to see a crazy explosion aura light showing up on the UA Dome. And we get to see Katsuki Bakugo alive and injured and getting ready to go into action. Then the episode ends off with All Might in a hallucination or dreamlike state seeing Bakugo and Katsuki as young children having their All Might cards with them, and the title of the episode ends up with the end of an era and the beginning, and we get to see Bakugo staring at Deku and Deku staring at Bakugo and getting ready to possibly do what they need to do. So yeah, preview next episode, not going to talk about it because I already know what's going to happen, so I'm going to leave it as a surprise. Unless you watch the episode yourself, you know what's going to happen next. Unless you're an anime only fan, you could give a guess. But if you're a manga, if you read the manga and finished it and up to date with it, you know what's going to happen next. Anyways, so overall, if without a lot of detail and confusion of the complication of details, All Might continues his fight against All For One with Stain helping, but it didn't really help out as much. It may have bought some time, but it ends with Stain's death and All Might losing all of his equipment gear. And All For One trying to get to Shigaraki with one of his quirks, but Shigaraki resists him, and therefore All For One's like, okay, I'll just have to go to you instead. But he brings All Might with him as a distraction to possibly kill him in front of a lot of people on live television, or distract Midoriya Izuku to say, "Hey man, I got your favorite mentor and hero," kind of thing. And of course, Shigaraki Tomura threatens Deku that if you leave me, I'll just kill everybody on the UA Dome that gave me a hard time. So you gotta make a choice. You gotta save your mentor and your best hero, or you fight with me, but you sacrifice All Might. Of course, All Might makes his last-ditch effort to kill All For One with this equipment gear. His last equipment gear, but unfortunately for All Might, All For One expected this to happen, and therefore damages it enough for it not to activate, and let's see here, gets ready to rip him in two, and then we get to see Katsuki Bakugo wake up and get ready to possibly assist Deku, who knows, and then that's it. So looking forward to the next episode and getting close to that crazy event. So until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.